you've been playing the Hogwarts game, and we joked around a little bit. Woody was, and I think Woody's unaware that there's like a whole huge controversy surrounding the game, right?
Oh, really?
So
Are you on? Woody, do you not know? You didn't know that, Woody?
No. My internet browsing has been dedicated to saltwater fish and motorcycle repair lately. I'm completely out of the loop with your homophobic, transphobic.
He just wants to grill.
So this has been coming. So if you're on Reddit enough, you'll have known that this has been coming for a while. If you like paid attention to like Gaming Circle Jerk or any of the gay subreddits, they've been planning this for a while. Basically, because J.K. Rowling doesn't believe in trans people. And I was told another thing that exacerbated is apparently there's a trans character in the game.
There is, there totally is.
A trans man, I believe. That's what I was told anyway. But anyway, what you should know, this is a huge deal. First of all, it's like the most streamed game of all time. It's breaking like records or most watched or something. But I think a lot of that is a huge number of people who are devoted to attacking anyone who plays the game. There's a search engine now. There's a search engine whose only purpose is to find out if someone has dared to stream Harry Potter.
That's really embarrassing.
That's right. I'm on that. I am in that database. Of course you are. Yeah, I'm in that database.
You broke the rules.
So people who weren't going to watch you anyway now won't watch you? Oh my God.
That's so unfair because I know for a fact Bruce loves gay people.
I want to hear Bruce's side of like what he's had to deal with the nonsense.
So I'll kind of tell you just where this starts from. So J.K. Rowling years ago started saying really stupid, dumb shit that I don't agree with, by the way. I'm all about like trans rights or human rights, trans people are people. I'm all about that. That's me. Mm-hmm. I love Harry Potter and loved it for about 20 years. So when I saw J.K. Rowling, I was like, oh man, she's really screwing this up. She's really ruining this. And I'm watching people slowly just sort of drop off of Harry Potter because she really honestly had all of the goodwill and started screwing it up. So like Kyle said a few weeks ago, people were like, if you play Hogwarts Legacy at all, play it at home, alone, if you play it on stream, whatever, you are transphobic. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I know I'm not transphobic. How is that possible? And they were saying,
you did play the game, so we're at an impasse.
That's true.
So here's the thing. They said, if you play it, you're transphobic, and here's why. Because when you buy Hogwarts Legacy, a small portion of whatever you buy goes to J.K. Rowling, which is true. Everything you buy, Harry Potter branded, if you go to Universal Studios and buy a butterbeer, a portion of that goes to J.K. Rowling.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, but a little portion of it goes to the child slave who made the butterbeer canister.
Like those are house elves. So those are house elves.
Yeah, the house elves.
Their Disney papers are in dispute.
We can debate all the ethical capitalism we want. But regardless, if you buy transphobic. So I got the game for free.
Nice.
I'm streaming it and telling people not to buy it because I don't think they should buy it if they don't want to support J.K. Rowling at all. I don't think they should. And so for a few streams, I did all of my revenue goes to Trans Lifeline, a fantastic trans charity that I really like. And any stream ever that I do of Hogwarts Legacy, 20% of that revenue is going to Trans Lifeline. Regardless.
They've really got you fucking scared, don't they?
Well, no, I'm not scared. I'm just doing what I wanted to do. And regardless.
He became a trans woman.
I came up with all this. I came up with all this because I was planning this for weeks because I was like, I know it's going to be an issue. Mm-hmm. So let me do the thing that I want to do. Yeah, get ahead of it. Exactly. And it's just constant like shitty DMs from all corners of the internet. Like people are like, you're not doing enough. You're not donating enough. You're not you shouldn't play the game. You definitely are transphobic. And then I've also got the other side, which is you're running scared. Why are you buying into this? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I'm just doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so just do you. Whatever you want to do, do that.
And
fuck them.
And that's what I've been saying to people. I've been like, if you don't want to support this, then don't buy the game. Don't watch streams. That's okay. I'll never shit on you for doing that.
It's so lame.
But I want to cast spells, so I'm playing.
You know that meme that's Lisa Simpson and she's like on stage with some text behind her, and they use that one to like spoil the main plot of the game. It's like you click it and it's like, I won't spoil the game because one of the things I hate the most there's trans people and then spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. I hate spoilers, and they spoil someone who dies, and then I think like who the bad guy is. Like within 12 words they do it. Now I don't give a shit. I wasn't planning on playing the game. Not anytime soon. I'm not like chomping at the bit. Like the new Dead Space is out. I want to go play that remaster.
That game is awesome, by the way. Dead Space remake is killer. Oh my gosh,
it is. It's incredible. I've played a few minutes of it.
You know what's funny is like I have my friends who are not online at all, like not podcast listeners like that. Like not in this world of Twitter. They don't do that. They've got jobs and stuff. And so like they don't have time for that. And so like they've got real jobs. So they have to like get up and go do things. And like I was in a Discord, we were gaming last night and they were all talking about Harry Potter. And so I thought I'd give you a window into like the normal average person's discussion about this game. Not once was anything about J.K. Rowling or trans or anything brought up. They were like, did you see this feature that you can choose to be this kind of wizard or you can go into like an animal training mode? Oh, that's cool. For my second character, I think I'm going to do this kind of thing. It was like hearing people talk about Skyrim. Yeah. And so like, I think there's a huge misconception, especially for people who work online. Yeah, it's like MMO. I thought there was like an MMO.
It's straight single player. So
let me tell you how
good. Yes, they told me there was MMO, and I was like, damn, I wanted it to be Skyrim
Taylor,
style.
Here's how big of a nerd I am for Harry Potter. Like if there was a mode where we all had to go to school and the bell would ring and your mission would be
in this game,
get the potions. Yeah, but I bet the classes aren't an hour each. I'd sit there all day taking notes.
In your ancient book there.
I would be they'd have to send me an actual wand by the time it was done. Like I'd be qualified. I really, one of my fantasies as a child, when I read a lot of books as a kid, we had like there's tons of programs in school that make you read books. Relay for Life is one where you're like walking for cancer or something. Instead of walking, you can read a goddamn book. So I read the books. Anyway, like one of my fantasies of all the books and fantasy books I ever read as a child was the Harry Potter universe, because that's the one, right? It's almost worth trading my family to be Harry Potter. That's how cool his life seems to me. It's like, because Harry Potter is an orphan of the worst kind, like parents zapped right in front of him,
Muggle.
The whole thing. It's kind of the crux of the story. But I'm like, shit, might be worth it. Might be worth it. Might be worth it. I'm a fucking wizard now. I can fly.
Dude, you can reanimate your
Chad
family.
Of the sports team. Harry Potter, if he had just an inkling of like big like intelligence in him, he'd have been slaying the pussy. He should have been getting so much wizard pussy.
That guy had that's a great stick-to-itiveness.
Wait, wizard pussy?
Trans
no.
people
He'd be getting muggle pussy, because wizard pussy's hard to come by. They're not impressed by your wizard skills. They live in that world.
Yeah.
No.
You don't
what you do?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I would take my wizard powers to like, I don't know, the NFL field and become a real superhero, right? I would use my
NFL field.
You're already the most famous person in the world, in the wizard world.
Yeah, you're like a famous
wizard. Fucking
among wizards, like you
when
walk
they
by
see
and
you
they're like
coming,
a celebrity.
They're like,
big fish in a small pond, baby. You want to go to the regular world, the broader world. Their pussy's just as good, Kyle.
Amongst the mudbloods, I don't think
people. Is the wizard world a pretty tight-knit community? It's not like a whole world. It's like a couple towns.
It's the whole world. Yeah, you bounce around all the continents. America's
it's the whole world. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then there's plenty of
there's so much wizard
for, and
I kind of want to play this game.
How do you think?
I'm not worried at all.
No birth control.
Look, how do you think they hang on to those
remove
us? That's the tightest pussy in the. They're hanging on to those brooms all the time.
Just find a horseback chick.
Lastest longest.
And it seems like a trans person's literal fantasy, because there's like plenty of magic where you could just change your sex, right? Like it wouldn't be a big deal.
Well, you change anything in that world, I think.
That's the weird thing about this, is that this world seemingly seems very tolerant for everybody. Like it's like very diverse and very tolerant.
No, it's not. Okay.
No. Okay. All right.
All right. So let me play the devil's advocate here for a second. Now,
please do. Go right ahead.
In my reading on this, they point out that J.K. Rowling isn't just transphobic. They talk about the anti-Semitic stuff.
Oh, right. Yes.
Basically every race that you can think of, they point of a way that she has a character that makes that race look bad. It's like because the goblins are supposedly Jewish people, and I think that anybody who makes that comparison is the true bigot. I don't see any any commonalities between the banking goblets of Gringotts and
the
a
ones
Jewish
with the
person
hook nose
and the gold.
That is
And the
like
gold.
that's goblin lore.
The
Like,
untrustworthy
goblins do
ones
have
who
big noses.
trick Harry at the end.
Well,
that
not Lord of
don't
the Rings
believe in
goblins.
deals.
It's
Well,
weird.
not all Lord of the Rings goblins.
It's weird that you bring this up too, because like people were saying, you know, like yes, that's anti-Semitic, and I absolutely see where they're coming from. I never would have thought of that until they mentioned it.
You have to have it already in your head, right? To see
I
that.
didn't.
'Cause
Yeah,
I never saw it. I really didn't.
As soon as the goblins were persecuted by the Germans, I put it together.
No, it's been enough back here.
But the game itself, people were like, oh yeah, like there's a goblin uprising or whatever, and you're killing goblins. And in reality, the 20 hours that I've played of the game, that hasn't happened. There are evil goblins and there are good goblins, just like there are evil people and good people. So it's like, to me, it all seems pretty, I don't know, they were, I think they were really stretching on that particular point, not about the anti-Semitism, but the game being anti-Semitic and against
J.K. Rowling's universe is kind of interesting in that it's a world full of magic where seemingly anything is possible, and yet they have still chosen to enslave a lesser, not really race of beings, but species of beings in the house elves.
Oh, the house elves, yeah.
The little house elves, like they're actual slaves.
They're magic as well, though. They could get away if they really tried.
But the magic is what makes them not be able to get away.
That's right.
If they weren't magical, they'd just be like, "Fuck you" when they're left. But but like there's actual magic compelling them to stay there, and so it's just, and they live for like longer than a person. So like this has been your slave for 130 fucking years, and he's old with dementia now. You know what I mean? It's like sad as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems really just needlessly cruel when you could like wave a wand and have like your clothes wash themselves to tune and like, but instead you're like, no, take your little fingers and work. Like,
well, I mean,
they're not allowed clothes.
A point of that, again, a point of the J.K. Rowling story there is that you free Dobby, you free a house elf. So I mean,
Dobby is. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I've done a couple.
No, please go right ahead. Go ahead. It's all good.
I just love Dobby. I'm such a
Dobby's
big Dobby fan.
Dobby's the best. Yeah, Dobby's the
best.
I love him.
I remember being in that theater with my girlfriend, and Dobby fucking eats it. Yep. And we both were just.
Yeah, that's what I said. I cried when Dobby died. It was so sad.
Tearing up in there over Dobby because
Dobby, you did this 3 days ago, Master. Like, don't be even a free meal or something.
I don't know. I have no idea what that character sounds like.
Why did Dobby die?
Really close. Dobby gave his life. He jumped in front of a blade to save a character, and even in the end, he's like, "Did I do good? Did I do good?"
Did this character he saved have the ability to travel through time?
No, not at that moment.
He was also
she's traveled through time before, but she doesn't have a time turner on her or anything.
It seems like maybe if she really cared, she could use that power.
They were being tortured. They were being pretty mercilessly tortured at the time, and he like came in like Rambo and like did some magic and warped him out of there, but he dies in the process, and like Harry digs the hole by hand and like all blistered up and bleeding.
It was in sand, I believe, right? So. A very temporary, lazy.
I like to imagine that he had stepped up on the hill. He was on the hill. It's not like he used one of those little plastic
That body
shovels.
stayed buried for hours, Taylor. Show some.
The crabs
his fucking nose getting eaten by crabs 2 hours later. Getting eaten by magic crabs. No,
dark.
You know what? Like
they put magic on it to keep the crabs out.
I'm the least familiar of the four of us with the Harry Potter universe. I watched all 7 of them. Okay, well, I watched all 7 a couple years ago, and like one thing, maybe it was because I watched it as an adult, but like
7?
It was a good story. But the absolute balls on this woman Rowling to, in like the 4th movie, be like, we've got time travel and it's not an ethereal thing that we're almost figuring out. It's like a time honored, like we know how to use this. Look how old this is. They use it to get out of a situation, and they have 2 more movies where it's not addressed. It could have solved everything at any time.
It's addressed in the books.
That's the dumbest thing they did.
So it's addressed very thoroughly in the books. The whole idea is that time travel device is like a nuclear weapon in the magic world, and they are kept not just under lock and key, but in like an abyss of puzzles and mazes and magic precautionary devices. Keep all the time turners that exist locked away, and they got one.
It's like the time stone,
and they're destroyed in the books. Like there's an instance where like Oh, and then the fucking spell hit the cabinet, and the cabinet of time turners fucking exploded, and everything goes wonky because of the explosion. One of the characters is like aging and turning into a baby back and forth, like as he dies.
Well, it's like the time stone in the MCU, where like you can use it, but people always say don't use it. It's super dangerous, etc. It's just like that.
Don't! It destroys the plot. Ah!
I feel like time travel ruins almost every story in which it's employed in, because of all the way that time travel is being dealt with in the Marvel universe, and the way that I guess physicists theorize that it would work is that, you know, you're creating a different branch off the tree every time. There is no going back and saving Lincoln. Your Lincoln's dead. Now, you can go back and save a different Lincoln, but now there's another branch coming off the river, and the branches keep branching off. So you can't go back and change what's happened.